View crew, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to A Certain Point of View as we are here for the first time in a couple weeks. We are excited to be back talking everything that is the movie trivia Schmoedown, as well as a lot of other things I'm sure that will be brought up. We hope everyone is doing great out there. It is Sunday evening. Schmoedown series program is coming to an end. But we have 3 weeks worth of matches to talk about tonight and maybe even preview what could be coming our way as we have just over a month left of the movie trivia Schmoedown. Whole crew is back. We're excited. We've had quite the fun couple of weeks that I'm sure will be brought up here in just a little bit. But let's go around the table, find out how everybody's doing. Let's start with Jill. Jill,
Hi.
You're on the couch tonight. You having a good weekend?
It's hot in my house. So for anyone who's wondering as to why I haven't been streaming from my usual streaming corner, it is very warm in my house right now, has been. And the only room with air conditioning is the living room. So I don't want to be like dying of heat stroke in my room just for aesthetic, you know.
No
so,
complaints here. No
on the
complaints
couch.
here.
Yeah, good. Sean just came home from Havasu, so I'm glad he's home. He's making me a drink currently. Love him for that. I ate my weight in sushi. Oh, are you gonna make it out here? Jake is so mad.
He's doing it on purpose.
I'll hold this.
I'm so pissed off right now.
Oh my. Wait, what is that?
It's a bottle of smoke. It smells like a campfire in my house now. Oh, am I taking this out so you can hear?
Okay, everyone watching, you guys have no idea how like
Put it in front
Sean
of your shirt.
Sean is literally
smoke.
doing this just to piss me off. Oh, you're gonna do.
Please be careful pouring this over the couch.
Oh no!
Ooh, it looks
Oh,
like
no.
a potion.
It smells like a campfire.
A spooky potion.
Andy, impromptu happy hour? Yeah, boy.
Well, we can't do this one on happy hour because no one has a smoker.
Oh my god, it
I do.
smells like a campfire.
It wouldn't take much to convince Alex to get one.
No.
Sean, we're gonna do it on the Whiskey Jedi, not happy hour.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure, I mean that makes a little bit more sense. Yeah. Are you gonna show the class how you shake it?
That is so cool.
And then you shake it. Cocktail.
And
This is
hour.
great. This is great radio. This is such good radio.
Interesting.
It's
Oh.
so
So
cool.
smoky.
Anywho, before I was thanks, baby.
Rudely interrupted as I make.
No, I wasn't. I was.
You're
I
gonna say rudely.
I was not rudely because it was not rude. It was
Well,
very
I used-
educational.
Well, I used the rest of my whiskey on you. Yeah, rudely.
I appreciate it, baby.
I have plenty of it. Just
Jake-
saying.
That's thank you. Love you.
By the way, I think Sean left his clone here. By the way,
He did.
I did.
Smells
It
very
smells-
good.
It smells
Enjoy
very
it.
nice. You should use it.
Smells very good. No, I have my clone that is now the official scent of Jake Berlin because it was
Okay,
gifted
can
to
I,
me by Gabby. So
Okay.
Oh.
fancy.
But yeah, I'm good. It's just hot.
Fair. Mr. Avalosino, what's up with you, dude?
I am still reeling from the fun we had yesterday.
Go A's. Dom and Max, you guys suck.
We went to Oakland to see the A's play the Yankees.
Uh-huh.
Jake and I went to Strictly Boo. Well, no, that's your team. I mostly went to boo the Yankees. And you have a streak that is currently active against your
Unbeatable.
the Yankees.
Unbeatable.
The best part is not only did you keep your streak alive, you added another person to poop on to the streak that has now started.
It was all in the plan. It was
so much fun. I mean, like, I don't know about you, but that might have felt like the fastest baseball game I've ever been to.
It was the 6th inning, and it only took an hour and a half.
It flew
An
by.
hour and a half to get to the 6th inning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. We had tickets, like seats, but it went by so fast we ended up standing the whole entire time at the
They have a thing in left field corner called the Treehouse that is like a full-blown bar
Angel Stadium
indoors.
like that too.
It's super, super cool. But then they have a standing deck out front, and we stood there the entire game. It was perfect.
I'd watch more baseball if that was.
Angel Stadium has that.
But it's not an hour and a half.
Oh,
Yeah.
you meant like a quick baseball game. Got it. No.
It was lots of fun. I'm already looking at like what's the next sporting event we can do this again at, because baseball.
Raiders. We gotta go to Vegas,
I know.
Brian. Raiders.
It got to a point we were like, one of our friends is a Patriots fan. Jake and I are both Raiders fans. Oh, look, the Patriots are happening to play the Raiders this year. Let's go to Vegas.
December 18th. Patriots are in Las Vegas for a Raiders-Patriots game. Let's go.
Yeah,
Are we going to Vegas for my birthday, guys? Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Well, I mean, we'll be at the football game, but let's do it.
My birthday's the day before, so all good.
You're literally going in like a month, aren't you? 2 months?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Exactly.
Yeah, you guys have plans already. Stay out of this.
Rude.
Molly, what about you? How's your weekend? How's life been?
Oh, we've been busy, and we're kind of like, this was kind of supposed to be our kind of calm weekend leading up to Dragon Con, which is next weekend. But we went to a Lady Gaga concert, which was amazing. I'm still having flashbacks from it, and yeah, it was super, super fun. I wish I could go to more of her concerts, but she's a big superstar. But
I mean, she doesn't tour that often, right?
Mm-hmm.
no, not really. But I'm just glad she came to Atlanta. So I was glad to just go at all. We did that.
Was it inside the baseball stadium?
It was. That was the first time we went to the new
It's so
Truist
cool,
Park Stadium. Yeah,
I've heard it's gorgeous.
It's pretty dope. And I don't know. I'll have to go back there for like an actual sporting event, because I only know it now as this concert.
Sports.
It's the Lady Gaga Stadium.
Yeah.
The fact, can you imagine being someone just so incredibly popular that you are literally a singular person selling out football stadiums?
Full
Or
stadium.
baseball stadium. Like
that was baseball, Brian. But yeah, I feel you.
Well, no, she did a couple football stadiums, so that's why I said both of them. So I'm like,
I was giving you crap.
Okay, whatever. But either way, like, it's a lot. Like, how many people fit in that stadium?
Oh, I couldn't tell you, but it was full.
Probably at least like what, 35,000, Jake?
Yeah, Brian, at least a dozen.
At least.
There are dozens of us.
Dozens.
Yes.
But it's funny because the inside of my hand is bruised because I had
You slap Alex too hard.
The fan.
No,
The
I
fan.
had this giant fan with me this whole time because it was a bajillion degrees in there, and so I was kind of like fanning us the entire time, and then I started fanning all the people around us, and the group of guys behind us were just like, "Oh my God, you're an angel!" Because I was like furiously fanning them, and it was
an angel who looked like she stepped out of Cyberpunk.
Love it.
Like,
loved every.
Oh yeah, I went full on club rat, and I
love
it awoken something in me. I'll just say that.
Wow.
Time to come back to Sacramento and shop at Evangeline's.
Prime.
Yeah, they're not gonna come visit us, Brian. They're just gonna come shop at the stupid store. That's all they're gonna do.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, we're here. You can meet us if you want.
I don't know. Sean will immediately probably want to make a beeline back to Moss Taco because I saw face reactions that I've never.
You know what? I warned them. I told them that they're gonna get addicted and they're gonna love it.
Moss Taco was pretty. The first thing he said when we had it was, "I wish we had this back home."
Yeah.
We have a bunch of Eurekas around us, but the Moss Taco, yeah.
Yup. One
I mean,
of a kind.
Our whole day out and about was super fun. We'll
I
have to come
freaking
back
loved
just
that
so Jake and Gabby can come with us.
Yeah. So they can also join our scooter gang.
Let's not talk about that because I'm not included in that conversation. So
that's fair. You could join our scooter gang, Jake. It was
our scooter gang.
Scooter gang.
Yeah, wait, you mean the scooter gang that Brian wasn't technically?
Yeah, that's what I was literally going to take. The gang that my keychain is.
You weren't in a single photo or video the entire day on the scooters.
No,
the entire weekend. the
Okay,
weekend.
whatever.
The only picture I think I was in was the one of me standing in the doorway that Gabby got on the security camera. That was the only one.
No, drunk Molly and I took a picture with you.
Yeah, it's on my fridge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the one that.
I'm
on my
gonna
fridge,
post
yeah.
some of those we should post some of our pictures to the Discord.
Post the
So-
picture.
We have to post the one from the
Us
security
very
camera.
drunk.
Check
in the
out-
hammock.
Check out our Patreon. Get on the Discord.
Yeah.
The one from the security camera has to be posted. It was
That
just
is like the
Chef's
most accurate
Chef's
representation of all of us in just one photo. Sean just sprawled on the grass.
It's so good.
It's like
So good.
12:30 in the morning too. It's just like
Uh-huh.
I hope your neighbors weren't super pissed off at us.
they stayed up later than us. They were playing music. What
Oh.
are you talking-
My name, yeah, the ones that I'm connected with, they stay up all night long. They're crazy.
Okay, good. They weren't upset then. Right.
I don't know how they do
You're
it.
probably jealous. They
We're
heard us
loud.
over there and they were like,
Loud.
"Oh,
Maybe.
Shit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Loud.
Well, look, speaking of our Patreon, before we get to anything Schmoedown related, couple big things coming for our Patreon in September. August was obviously very busy with us, traveling and my wedding. And again, everyone in the comments, thank you so much for the
Oh, you
congratulations.
have to show off your
Appreciate
ring.
it.
Show off your ring.
Actually, it's being resized right now.
He's single.
Oh,
I dropped it off today. It's being resized because
I
Brian, you
was
saw
gonna
it
say
last
because
night.
you
you
had
little
it
shit.
yesterday.
Yeah, you saw it last night.
I know, but
Um,
you've been saying for a week it's getting resized. So
Well, I finally went and dropped it off today.
okay, well,
No, so look, because we missed a couple things last month, there's going to be 2 bar trivias in September. We're doing 2 of them. Yeah,
yeah, we're gonna send out the treasure maps in the second.
yeah. You guys are gonna have to find them yourselves. No, I'll announce the first one right now because it is on September 8th. It's a little under 2 weeks away.
8.
And we wanted to do one that was accessible, fun, but also a little bit of an easy watch because it is a little closer. And it's one of my all-time favorite franchises. I love it, near and dear to my heart. We're going to be doing the How to Train Your Dragon franchise. We're going to be doing the only 3, How to Train Your Dragon movies, which I looked it up. I looked it up. The first movie is available on Prime. The second movie is available on Netflix. And I think you might have to rent the third. It said it's available on Hulu Premium, which I don't know if you have that or not. But yeah, so we're going to be doing How to Train Your Dragon on September 8th. Our Patreon, if you are a $10 or $20 tier member, you'll be able to take part in that. And we'll be reaching out to see if anybody else, Schmoedown-wise, would like to participate. And you very well could be seeing a couple of us take part in this as well. So that is on September 8th. We will be doing the next one on September 22nd, but we'll talk about that a little bit later because that's actually going to be a really, really fun one that you're probably going to need to do a lot of studying of. And I know a couple people on this group are very excited. So
I don't even know what it was. Put it in the chat.
we'll talk about it here in a little bit. So Andy, there's your hints. But look, Schmoedown, we have a lot to talk about. We have not been on camera in 3 weeks. There's been 3 sets of matches on top of a Star Wars Patreon match that is leading directly into Spectacular. Let's go and start back. We'll just go chronologically and talk about the first match that we missed a couple weeks ago. As Khan talks ish to Jill in the chat.
Listen. You know what, Mr. the King, you don't live too far from me. Just come over. We'll have a couple drinks. We'll do an impromptu Pixar trivia. It'll be great. Good times. We'll film it for the content. It'll be great.
Yeah.
For the content.
Everything is content.
I'll write a Pixar showdown. I might have to write one just to have it prepared. But no, look, we have 3 major matches to talk about. We're gonna start with the first one. The first one was Wiggins versus Brother Lomas, a singles match that started off a little rough for one player, ended up being a lot closer towards the end. Brother Lomas walks away with the victory on this one, and unfortunately, it is more than likely the last time that we get to see these two compete in Movie Trivia Schmoedown. So we'll get to talk about them a little bit after the match and kind of their impact. But Jill, start us off. What did you think about this matchup between these two players?
I always love seeing Brother Lomas. I know someone in our group is not particularly the biggest fan of Brother Lomas.
I will say, I will say, it will be sad not having someone to constantly hate all the time.
Oh, not me.
Oh,
Oh, and I removed Brian.
I am gonna hate Jake all the time. That is
Brian,
Brian's
there's always gonna be someone we can hate on. Come
Oh,
on.
always.
No, go ahead, Jill.
I can. I'll give you a list. Give you a list of people we can hate. But anyway, no, I love Brother Lomas. I think his character work is really great. I think he's really funny and he is very quick-witted. And the team of, Clee Wiggins and Winston Marshall is always such a freaking treat. They're always so
short-lived.
So short-lived. There was a whole
Yeah.
part where they started losing their mind over Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
Me and Andrew Guy were on the same wavelength at that point because I was like, I don't know what's happening, and I'm mad that I don't know what's happening because I wanted to be a part of that inner circle inside joke moment. But they were losing their mind over Wesley Snipes, and it was like they're just so much fun to watch together. It was a fun match. I loved that little comeback moment we got from Clee.
Yeah.
She spun Black Cinema, which is
she's the champion of.
Which she is a champion of. And so as soon as she spun that, I was like, and now things are going to get interesting. And she crushed it. And it was a really fun match. And I'm very, very sad that this will most likely be the last that we see of either of these two competitors.
Yeah, and Leo makes an interesting point there. And it's something that I was thinking about. I'm sure you guys were as well. Brother Lomas almost had another big fumble in that third round.
Yeah, that round 3.
Yeah, like his debut match, right? Against Frankie Alvarez. He was winning and then missed all 3 questions in round 3, and Frankie ended up winning that match. I will say about Brother Lomas, I think, and it's, again, going to that short-lived thing, I think he fits so much better for an in-person style of Schmoedown.
Yeah.
And we've only ever gotten to see him, I think it was like 3 or 4 times. This
Which
year,
is more than we got to see other people, to be fair.
For sure. And I think that's why they put him out there, is because he fits that space so well. Yeah. Like the Brother Lomas persona comes out way better in studio.
Mm-hmm.
And I love seeing Clee.
He's one of the best representations of the wrestling being turned into this.
Yeah.
I would say character, hey, we are taking these over the top characters and putting them into a trivia, i.e. the wrestling part. He would be a perfect example of what you would show to someone this is an example of what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
100%.
For sure. Yeah, and I also love Clee a lot. I think that she has grown so much as a player. Because remember when we first saw her, she got KO'd in her first match. Did not play very well. I know that she was basically just thrown into the match late because there was a no-show, a mix-up.
It was she's Craig, right?
Yeah, it was against Barbarian. Yeah, it was both their debut matches. Or maybe it was Craig's second or third. But yeah, it's going to be weird. We've talked about it, but going forward, we're going to have these conversations where this is the last time we see them, right? What kind of mark have they left? And I think for Clee, she's left a lot. It's well known that she's extremely good at Star Trek. She's the Black Cinema's champion. She's very good on the mic, and we talked about it, but her relationship with Winston just for a short time was very, very fun.
Yeah.
And Brother Lomas on the flip end, it's pretty obvious. The character work is great. It's one of the best we have. So,
and he's paired up with you got Radis.
Yeah,
with them, so you
exactly.
have
Which we'll be talking about. So
yeah, you have these 2 powerhouses when it comes to character work, and it's just I'm gonna miss them. It was a good time.
Yeah, for sure. But congratulations to Lomas for going out with a win, and congratulations to Clee for that good short-lived career that she did have. Molly, what about you? What did you think about this match?
I pretty much agree with everything Jill said. This match was super fun. They both looked pretty relaxed and they were just having a good time. Clee always looks like that in her matches, which is why I super enjoy watching her matches. And Brother Lomas, of course, has to he has more of a character to commit to. but even past that, he looked like he was just having a really good time. And I know Mark Ellis has a great time making like priest jokes with his character stuff, so that was fun to see. But yeah, seeing Klee and Winston together is super fun, especially when they spun Black History for their round 2.
Yeah.
He was like, well, here we go. Like, let's take
have to
this
think
one.
about it.
Yeah. And then I also loved how close it got in the very end too. Like they tied each other up. I think it ended up being like 15-20 in the end.
Think so, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a really close game, and I always love when games really like come down to the wire like that. So I enjoyed this one a lot.
Especially when we only have so many of them left. We want good matches to kind of, as the last hurrah for everything.
Yeah.
Brian, anything else to add?
I mean, the same thing. It's the best part was when that wheel landed, and there Winston's just like, okay, let's go. And he really like walks off, and Queen's like, yeah, okay, well.
Winston chose for her. She was like, all right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
100%. Like that way, it was like she's taking this one. She's like, okay, I'm taking it. I was holding my breath in that last round. I was like, he's gonna choke this one away because he had a nice lead on her in the first. And the second round, it was pretty even. And then it was like, oh boy, is this? I could only imagine like that's the last time you ever play. And if that was to happen, like that would have to suck. That's one of those things where you just don't forget. You're always going to have like that little bitterness. But luckily for him didn't happen. And I will say, I'll miss him a little bit. I'm talking a little teeny bit.
I'm waiting for him to pop out in the chat now.
I know. My heart's like, please don't pop up in the chat.
You haven't said his name 3 times. I think that's fine.
Brother Lomas, Brother Lomas, Brother Lomas.
Yeah. So.
Justin has a good comment here. There was also a funny moment where Lomas landed on Black Cinema and Winston tried to give him.
Oh, yeah, that too.
I think Winston was trying to do everything in his power just to have Black Cinema spun at least one more time. That's all.
Well, they didn't know it was ending at that point. But
Exactly. I mean, good call. That's a good call.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's interesting to think about how long ago this match might have been filmed. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
3 months ago, if you want the actual answer.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's why you're here, Jill. That's why.
Hi.
Yeah. So look,
full of secrets.
any final words? Any final goodbyes for one Klee Wiggins or one Brother Lomas?
I mean, they put on a hell of a show.
Yeah.
And they should be proud of their last match. It was a great match.
They should be. Agreed. Gonna miss them both. They were both really great additions to the MTS, and always enjoyed it when they played. So it was nice that we got to see them one last time.
Yeah, both people that you look back and it's like, oh, if we only had more time.
Yeah, exactly.
Where would you have gone? So.
Could you imagine Brother Lomas in a live event? Like,
it would be.
Was he at Spectacular? He wasn't at Spectacular, right?
No.
If he had enough time to really build up like a big audience, yeah, he could get.
He could have done a whole sermon in like a live event, like the sermon of the House of Gucci or whatever the hell, like his little.
I could just see it walking down the aisle. You know how like old Catholics
with the holy water.
I could see it. It would be nuts.
He has the incense burner just waving, as he's walking.
Little frankincense
behind him, just doing
it. We're getting real sacrilege here, so.
Yeah. See, that's exactly what I mean. Like someone like that is a definition character that you could have done so much if you had the chance.
Oh my
Exchange
God.
once talked about doing a scene where he baptized JTE.
Into what church?
Yeah.
Into what church is what I want to
Church
know.
The Gucci
Lomas.
Church.
The house
The
of
Church of
the
Gucci.
Church of Gucci.
House of
Yeah.
Oh yeah, House of Gucci.
The house
Yeah.
of Gucci.
All right. Well, let's go and move on to Brother Lomas's teammate, as he had a match that followed the next week, and that is Rick the Rager Radis up against Paige the Boston Badass for Betty. A very high touted match. They were going back and forth on social media for quite a while. about this match.
Understatement.
Weeks.
They were
Like,
going at it for like
weeks.
a month and a half.
Yeah, like they were. It was the amount of they went for it, and we appreciate it because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It was clear that they were both very excited to play each other. And unfortunately for Paige for Betty, she fell a little too short. She had a little bit of a rough round one and could never really recover. And the way that Rager's been playing, it's been playing really good. It's been playing really, really good. And it continued here for what I believe will be their last match for both of them. Brian, I'm going to go back to you to start this one off. What did you think about the Rager versus the Boston Badass?
I can't remember off the top of my head a time where the match was clearly decided in round one. And just,
Been a while.
Yeah.
it's been
Yeah.
a while. Like, I'm pretty sure they both fired on all fronts in the second and the third.
Mhm.
And it was pretty much just made in the first. And those are the wild matches that it's just like, damn. They were a couple little trips of a pebble, and you're just that's it. Like, you can literally just go perfect. But that second round, if you're playing someone that can play just as well as you, is not going to let up. And that was the case because, like I said, it's been a while since I watched it, but like, I don't even think a question was missed the second and the third round on both of their parts. I think it was literally the first round.
Yeah, maybe. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was either 8 or 9-5
Yeah.
after the
Yeah.
first round.
So it's wild that it was literally made in like set in stone in the first round.
Yeah.
And that's what we expect in some of these, like, especially like a Star Wars. Like, you miss a question in the first round, you're done. But it hasn't been like that. But this
Not
was,
in singles.
yeah, and this was one of those quintessential, like, you messed up in round one and it bit you the rest of the way because it did not let up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, they were both obviously there's a couple others, the Griffey Newmans and what of the world, but Rager and Paige were two of the most talked about rookies coming out of last year.
Yeah.
I think Rager was 3-0, and I think Paige might have been like 3-1 or something.
I think she was 2-1.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Well, she just come off beating Ben Bateman. Like, they were definitely two of the better known rookies out of last year. I will say that Rager this year has lived up to what was last year, but Paige has had a very rough second year.
Yeah.
She has not played up to what she did last year. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just getting bad categories that she doesn't feel good in, or maybe it is inside the lights, being that it's her first time in studio. I don't know. But she struggled quite a bit this year, especially in the first round.
Mhm.
She had a hard time in that first round, which if you struggle in that first round against most players, it's going to bite you in the ass at the end.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a chance in coming back. But it was fun. It lived up to it with the smack talk, the back and forth. They're both really good on the mic, and that's what you want from these type of matches. I mean, I think that if Schmoedown was going on and continuing, there's a chance that both of them grow into where they could fight for a belt at one point, maybe a number one contendership in a year, 2, 3, whatever. But I think right now their matches they're so like upfront and highlighted because they're so good as characters and on the mic. And they're two people that you want to watch, especially go up against each other, because all they do is just this. And that's what makes a good Schmoedown match sometimes, There's matches that are really good at trivia, and there's matches that are really good when it comes to the microphone.
Mhm.
And this had a little bit of good trivia, but it's also put in the forefront because they're both incredibly good at what they do when it comes to the microphone. So I'll I'm gonna miss having him around, and I mean, okay, I'm gonna miss having Paige around. I won't miss Radis as much. The dude just does not stop. It's
I
ridiculous.
think that's the point.
I really think
know.
he could have had a shot to get a belt. I really do. Like,
I thought didn't he just lose to he lost to Bateman, didn't he, this year? Didn't Bateman beat him?
Yeah,
this
Bateman did
year's
beat
been a blur.
Yeah, Bateman beat him early this year. So
He's impressive if he knows his, like, if he gets a category that he knows or something like horror and stuff, you're not gonna beat him. And
I thought he wasn't a horror person.
no, he is like
he runs a horror podcast.
Okay, I'm thinking of someone else on the exchange who got horror, and I anyway, sorry.
Yeah, no, he is someone you don't want to land
Con?
against.
Might have been Con.
Maybe.
You're right.
Probably JTE.
Yeah.
Who knows anymore? It's over.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Molly, Jill, thoughts on Rager and Paige?
I love these two. These are two of some of the biggest personalities of the Schmoedown. So when you put two huge personalities up against each other, you know it's going to be a good show. I thought the questions in this match were exceptionally difficult, and I gotta give Paige credit for going with Mel Brooks. I don't know if that is a specialty of hers or not, but those
Never
questions were kind of like a little bit all over the place, and Mel Brooks stuff can be really hard. So
Mel Brooks is everywhere because it could be a random cameo, or it could be a directorial, or it could be
he's done a lot of cameos, a lot of like smaller roles that you wouldn't normally know him from. So I was surprised that she stuck with that one. And then I think he got Batman, and those were also kind of all over the place for a singles match going with Batman. But yeah, it was a great match, and I'm sad that we're not seeing any more of them.
Yeah. They're two of like the young new faces that have been around, just like they're everywhere.
They had a lot of potential. So, but no, the match was great, and I think they put on a great show. So, a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we've talked about those moments, especially like now specifically, where it's like what could have been, and I think especially for Paige and Radis, they're definitely at the forefront of what could have been, not even just performance wise, story wise, character wise, like all of this, what could have been had it continued. So it's this kind of match. I'm more so thinking of the storyline aspect more than their performance aspect of everything. And with these, we haven't discussed a match until today that was not a Friday Night Titans match. We're not getting storylines. We're not even getting post interviews. So it's just,
it's so weird to watch.
It's weird. It's so a weird thing. It's weird, and if you guys saw on Twitter, yes, we Spectacular has been filmed, and so, but it's weird that my brain.
Some of us know who's doing it.
So my lips are sealed. Turn into the big thing tomorrow. And it's just weird. My brain hasn't even before Spectacular, my brain hasn't caught up with the fact, So like it's matches like this where it's these two highly touted rookies who their character work is on point. The fans love them or love to hate them, and it makes me sad. It makes me sad. But I am very thankful we got to see both of them in a match. So
it won't hit until it's all over, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. October 1st, I'm gonna be a hot mess.
It won't.
I was a hot mess once. I'm gonna be a hot mess again.
Thought you were gonna say I'm gonna be drunk. Like I legitimately thought you were gonna say that word.
I mean,
also yes.
Brian, I think that's a given.
I'll turn it into a drinking game. Take a drink every time.
Well, I thought we may or may not watch it together, so
Take a drink every time a question's missed.
Oh God.
Do you want me to have alcohol poisoning?
Are you expecting him to miss that many questions? It's spectacular, for God's sake.
Everyone
like
does
7
terribly.
matches.
I'm kidding.
Isn't
There's
there?
only-
It's like
there's a lot of
100.
matches.
I expect Star Wars to go perfect. I expect singles to go perfect.
Okay,
Like,
well,
come
we're
on,
gonna take
guys,
a
come
drink
on.
every single time someone gets a question correct, and we're all just gonna be on the floor.
Ew.
At the end of it.
Ew. Ew. I hope it's the. Never mind. I'll stay quiet. I'll stay quiet. Yeah. No. Look, it's very weird. Going into the matches, obviously we get Guy and Ellis to start, but after the match is over, it's over. The videos are 30+ minutes long, and they have to do it for obvious reasons of the storylines aren't continuing, so why leave them in there?
Ward no. Ward no.
Oh, Brian,
Ward,
that's so
no.
sad. That's so sad. Brian said, "I sent in my final
Wait, you're
invoice, but it's
getting
over
paid?
for me now."
Ward no.
I hope he's getting paid. Freaking better be.
He deserves all the money.
Yeah,
We're not gonna stop paying you for stuff, Brian. Don't worry.
I was just gonna say I might have to reach out to Brian for a new thumbnail for us because we're gonna have to separate ourselves from Schmoedown a little bit. So
It can't
I
be
might
movies.
I might need a new little design for us as well after all this is said and done. But
And what we're gonna be doing when it's said and done.
that'll be coming very
Tune in
soon.
and find out.
That'll be coming very soon. In the
We
next
need to
couple
all
weeks.
pick new characters for our little monogram thing.
Let's not put Brian through that again. That took him a long time.
I don't know.
It could just be our precious faces.
That took him a long time.
Maybe Buzz Lightyear.
Stop it.
That'd be an interesting drawing of you as Buzz Lightyear.
I want to be the cat.
Actually, a tangent. What would Jill be? Jill would be. Would you be an Incredible?
You could just throw me an incredible suit. Hell yeah.
Put you in an Incredible suit? What would Molly would be a Vampire Slayer? That's what you
She's got
Oh.
would.
Molly,
You'd be
you'd
a Vampire
holding
Slayer.
Your scythe that you always are talking
Yes.
about.
Well, there you go. So you got an Incredible. You have Buzz Lightyear. You have a Vampire Slayer, and
We can keep you as
Married. Married.
Married. He's just married.
But James Bond. There you go. Put me in a suit. James
Oh,
Bond.
there you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Or
James
Top Gun.
Bond.
Or Top Gun.
No, don't give him Top Gun. His head will explode.
I don't know, like a flight suit or
Put
something.
me in a flight suit. Let's go.
Yeah,
Put me in
please
a
don't
flight
get.
suit.
If for the patrons who watch the Q&A, you all know my feelings about James Bond. So let's not do James Bond.
Well, you need to open your horizons a little bit. Anyway, moving on. We have one more match to get to before we talk about Star Wars, and it's my favorite match of the bunch. That is because we got a team pairing that we never expected we would ever get, and a return of a legend in the same process. That is Mark Andraco, and Kevin Smets as the Alliance going up against Sean Wingblade. And I always mispronounce her name, but it's Glory Jean?
Glory Jean.
Glory Jean as Wingblades of Glory.
Freaking love
An
that name.
incredible team
Fantastic name.
name. What an
Love
incredible
that
team name.
Thank you, Jane.
Sheila's right about well, Jane. Yeah, we'll talk later.
Thank you, Jane.
Going into the match, both Sean and Glory Jean had beaten previous champions in their matches. Sean beat Adam Collins in an IG match, and Glory Jean beat Chandru Dhanapani in a singles match. They were going up against two more champions this time, and once again, they walk out with a victory off of a 5-pointer Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance question.
I forgot there was even a sequel to Ghost Rider.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That was such a good question.
But look, the real story here is not just Andraco returning, not just the pairing of Kevin Smets and Andraco, but Smets' pull for the 3-point question of David Bowie. That's what we should be talking.
Oh my god.
Chef's kiss.
Oh my god. He behind the scenes, he told me about this fantastic poll that he made, and he was like, I don't know how I did it. freaking lost my mind. I can't wait for you to see it. And oh my god, just Andraco's immediate reaction as soon as Kevin said David Bowie. Andraco's head, if you didn't see the match, Andraco's head was literally buried into the desk. He is like this. He's like, oh my god, he's not gonna get this. And then as soon as Kevin says David Bowie, Andraco goes just jaw on the floor, absolutely stunned. He made this poll, and Kevin straight up admits, I had no damn idea. I just named a name. He was in Labyrinth, and he just said David Bowie. So good. Oh my god. If we were having an award show, I would hope that this would be one of the moments of the year, because just the reaction, because it's Kevin Smets, he's like an IG phenom, as we all know. And so him being pulled into a teams match with one of the best teams players of all time in Mark Andraco, and I thought Kevin would just be a fish out of water, to be completely honest with you. When he told me he was doing teams, I was like, we're doing what now?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Are you bored? Why are you doing teams? What are you doing?
Are you bored?
Are you bored?
Should we let's watch the poll.
Yeah. Roll the clip. Roll the tape.
There we go. Let's go ahead and watch this again.
Jesus in the last temptation of Christ.
Mark's face just in desk. Because he knows. Andraco knows this.
He 100% knows, and Kevin knew the two.
All right, still have all three of these, but do you want to spend one now? So I was trying to think it through. 5, 4, 3. Two.
Repeat.
That's your first repeat. Still have 2 remaining for that 5-point question, if you might need it.
You can hear. I've never seen this. He's never seen this movie before. He has no goddamn idea.
Jesus in the last temptation of Christ. You can see it's just painting
David Bowie.
I told you to repeat his faction mates.
Wait, I gotta.
David Bowie.
Boom. It's so good. It's so good.
It's perfection. Literally, Smets is pacing the back going, I've never seen this movie before. He has no damn idea.
Yeah.
So good. So and even at the desk, I think it was Mark who had said, it's one of those Stacey Howard moments where he just pulled it out of thin freaking air. It was just also I do want to give just a quick side note, a quick shout out to Andraco for wearing a hoodie and having it be like an IG kind of hoodie. That's really cute. I see what you did there. But yeah, God, that moment was so good. So good. And I know they didn't win, but they won everyone's hearts in that moment. And
it's like one of the biggest teases ever, because we're never gonna see them again.
No.
And we're never gonna see Andraco again. And we saw his just one return to the Schmoedown. Obviously, we're very grateful and thankful that we got to see him return at all. Yeah. But that's all we get. It's all we get for them. And it was great. Kevin's poll was awesome, and the moment was so fun to watch. But I just keep thinking to myself, I want to see them play more together. They had you can tell that they had a really good time, and Draco was loving it. Kevin was loving it, and Kevin was having a blast during the Stephen King round. He was like, I studied that. I studied that.
He knew things.
He was so excited, and I love seeing
considering.
Yeah. I love seeing the cross of an IG player playing teams, and it's fun. But what a tease to never get that again. Now that it's all said and done.
I know. Sad. Sad.
But I mean, thoughts on the match overall?
We're gonna say it on every single one. It sucks that we're never gonna see it again.
Yeah. Well, I think these two teams are we've talked about it already before, but they're so well matched because you got two IG players too.
Yeah.
Pretty good ones. Mm-hmm. And Wingblade didn't get super far in IG in his time in the Schmoedown, but he certainly made a mark. So I liked getting little hints of all the IG questions in this match, because it was fun to like see their faces light up. And yeah, when the Alliance got their round 2 with Stephen King, it looked like Smets was like, finally, I studied for this, and it's not IG, and I'm excited to answer these questions. You know, so I just seeing people excited to answer new kinds of trivia that they're not used to is just really fun to see. So,
Mr. Brian?
No, it's yeah. I mean, I'm sure every single player that generally sticks to either to one division always has the desire to like dip their toe into something else. And so like seeing Wingblade, who's generally an IG, Smets, who's generally an IG, like they get to dip their toe into a different division, teams, which is a just anything, absolutely anything. And they both did great. I mean, considering that they're granted their knowledge of a certain area is small, it's still a vast amount of IG movies. Like there's hundreds, literally. So like to show, hey, I know other things and do pretty decently. I mean, this was not a like, oh yeah, they're clearly going to win match. Like it literally came down to the last question, and it was not a like 20-21 type situation. Like we had good numbers. Like they were good team numbers. I mean, I'm sure it just kind of unfortunately lights a fire of like, oh damn, like we did really good. I want to do another one. I bet you we would win the next one, or I bet you we would keep winning. But I would think that if you're gonna get to test the water like this, I would, and only get to do it once on both sides, they would be happy with how well they did. Yeah. How they competed. So, I mean, we've had two seasoned veteran players against
both two-time champions.
Yes, relatively new. Wingblade's been around, but like still relatively new. Mm-hmm. Complete opposites, stepping in completely different arenas, and it was still a really good match that you did not know who was going to win until the very last question. So it was impressive, honestly, on both parts. I did not expect. I mean, looking at it, I'm sure most people see Andraco and Smets and go, "Oh yeah, that's a for sure." But it didn't end that way, and they made them sweat, and it was a great freaking match. So.
Wingblade and Glory Jean end their Schmoedown careers 2-0.
Nice.
I mean,
legends of the game.
Can't be bad. 2-0 across two divisions.
Yeah, I'm telling you, legends of the game.
Yeah.
Just give them the Hall of Fame right now.
Give them Hall of Fame right Put them up there.
They're on the Mount Schmoedown.
Everyone's getting it now.
I'm just joking. Wow.
You get a Hall of Fame, and you get a Hall of Fame. Everyone gets a Hall of Fame.
Yeah. But no, I mean, look, there's obviously not much to talk about when it comes to Wingblade and Glory Jean. Their careers were pretty short-lived, unfortunately. But when it comes to Smets and Andraco, hopefully we get to see Smets in Spectacular. Being that he is one of the IG legends, and in whatever they do, or if it's a rematch or whatever, I'm not sure. I would love to see Smets in Spectacular. So I want to kind of focus a little bit on Draco here. We haven't seen him a little bit, but this dude left a track record.
Yeah.
He has been so good for so many years. He was obviously part of a team that was in the fight for belts constantly. He held on to a singles belt at one point, and he was always up there fighting for stuff. And I think he's one of the greats. He's one of the best to ever do it. What he's been able to do throughout his career has been pretty fantastic, and the different styles of games that he's played in free for all and teams and singles and all this different type of stuff. I'm really happy we got one more time with him because he was always a treat. He was always fun to watch. So yeah, I think that when the conversation's all said and done, he's always going to be up there for some of people's most favorite player or a player that doesn't get talked about enough. So.
Yeah.
There's a select few, I think, that a lot of people would have loved to say they'd seen one more time, and he would be one of those people that a lot of people would say. And it's nice that we at least got it.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right, well, with those matches done, let's talk about this Star Wars match. Because out of all these matches, this obviously has the biggest implications. Nikki DiMolanta, last year's runner-up to one Thomas Harper at Spectacular, lost in LA for the Star Wars belt, playing a former contender in one Ace Cabrera. And we all love an underdog, but unfortunately for Ace, he came up a little too short, and Nikki just continues to be Nikki and answer questions and have a blast doing it at the same time. And it seems, and I don't want to say it's official because I don't know if it's been officially announced, but it seems like DiMolanta is officially happening at Spectacular because Drew won earlier this year, Nikki won now, and we're going to be getting a husband-wife showdown for the final Star Wars Schmoedown match in the movie trivia Schmoedown come next month. Molly, I'll let you start this one off. What did you think?
I mean, it's about time we get another married couple into this crazy mix, right? Get the husband and wife against each other. Just what puts on a better show than that?
Marriages.
No, this is such a great match. Nikki, she's so fun to watch because she just wins with a smile on her face from start to finish. She doesn't
true
waver.
babyface assassin.
Yeah.
She does not waver. She does not second guess herself. She is just smiling from beginning to end while beating you into the ground. So, I'm not saying that she beat Ace into the ground. I'm just saying, like, that's
Nikki.
That's just what she does. I mean,
It
let's
reminds
be
me of
honest.
Step Brothers, where he's like, "What are you doing? I'm burying you."
I'm burying you. Yeah, that's an amazing analogy. No, this was a great match. Honestly, I feel like the Star Wars players are tired. All of us. I mean,
would say so.
We're all tired. These questions, like, they ramped up in difficulty and then they just kept going. And the matches, and as far as difficulty goes, they've been kind of all over the place. Round ones have been harder than round twos and threes. And so it's really hard to know what you're getting into with a Star Wars match these days. And this is a pretty good mix of questions, I felt like, in this game. But yeah, no, Nikki is she is well studied and it shows. So I think they both played really, really well. I'm so glad we got to see Ace play again because he is such a phenomenal Star Wars trivia player.
Yeah. So
I'm just thankful that we got to see him play again, and he did really, really good. So Nikki's she's just up there. I cannot imagine the time that she's devoted.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know the time.
No.
Like I don't want to know.
Her and Andrew both. Like I'm sure they've put in tons of time to study for this thing. So you want to talk about someone who wants it? It's the two of them. So
yeah, I mean, no matter what, the belt goes home with them. And I'm sure no matter what, it's going to sit in the exact spot it would if Drew won or if Nikki won.
Oh no, I guarantee you there's Drew's side of the table and there's Nikki's side of the table.
Well, I was saying it's probably going on the shelf behind him because
I feel
there's
like
no more Schmoedown. So.
if it goes on the shelf, but it belongs to Nikki, she should put a Post-it note on it that has her name on it.
Yeah, right.
Well, Drew
Sign
didn't
it.
let her touch it, so no touchy for her end.
It's gonna be a wild match. That PJ, PLD, everyone, like, I hope you guys have like 1,000 questions written because, I mean, we've seen what Nikki has done, and she's played some incredible people. She lost to Thomas last December, but I feel like it's going to be a different energy playing her husband. It's
You
just going to be
think?
different. And so I honestly would not be surprised if they like go perfect and this match goes into overtime, and it's gonna be crazy.
I mean,
It's
I'm
gonna be
also
absolutely
really happy for them too, just because like
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be able to play Alex in a match 1-on-1. So just getting that experience was a lot of fun, and I'm happy that is an experience that they can go
Yeah.
forward and say like we got to do this together 1-on-1, and
Cute.
so lots of fun. Oh, so cute.
Precious.
I
What
do not
what
envy
nerds,
either of
though.
them.
When you think about it, how big of nerds are we that it's
Bunch
so
of
cute that
nerds.
We're gonna play trivia against each other. It's like only fans of this world are like that. It's so cute. They're gonna battle to the death in trivia.
I wonder what their
Sounds-
family members think, or if they're like, "Oh, this is cool," or if they're like, "What?"
What are you doing?
Jill, Brian, thoughts?
Y'all know how much I love Nikki. So the more we get to see her, the better. I love Ace. Ace is amazing. But this is Nikki's time. I think this is Nikki's time, and I'm so thrilled for her. And yeah, everything that Molly said, and both her and Andrew are absolutely insane. So if this match goes into another 51-50 scenario, I would not be surprised in the slightest. No.
It's
I
gonna
need
be
her to have
awesome.
that belt.
Well,
Oh,
so,
yeah.
How fitting would
Are we
that
all going for Nikki in this one?
I love Alex, but Andrew.
He's not
I
in it. He's not
apologize.
in it. He's not.
I
in it.
apologize.
As much as he would like to think he is.
He's far from it. He's far from it.
Sorry,
Alex.
It would just be so perfect.
Andrew's won the belt.
Well, no
No way.
It's yes, Andrew. Of course, but it would just be so perfect that it ends with a woman holding the belt. Like for all of the troll of the woman, like it would just be perfect. Like to just be like, bye, and she's like it would be perfect.
I'm curious to know if anyone is like going to not be able to really sleep at night knowing that like Thomas just left. Like, do you think anyone is like, I gotta play Thomas to really know if I'm
No.
good enough?
No. Like you said at the beginning, Molly, everyone's tired.
Oh yeah, no.
Everyone's tired. They're
Everyone's
like,
tired
no.
of Thomas.
I mean,
Not even just tired of Thomas. Everyone's just tired.
assuming we get into the qualifying test, we're going to DragonCon this weekend, and Thomas is going to be there playing trivia. So
Oh.
They haven't
me
done
and Alex
the
got
qualifying
another
test?
shot, baby.
Well,
You are,
I hope-
ma'am. You are the reigning third place champion of DragonCon.
I
so-
hope Thomas misses the podium by one spot.
oh,
I hope he misses
Oh,
the podium
no.
by one spot.
He'll never let us live that down if he does. There's no way.
Oh god.
He's coming for vengeance.
oh yeah.
Yeah, because
boy.
he didn't play last year, right? Because of
Right.
Schmoedown?
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
man. Is it streaming anywhere like last year?
2 years ago was when I
Or 2
think
years ago.
we
Okay.
we did the live stream of it. I don't think I know it's not live streaming anywhere. I might be able to film it this year though, because of all the attention it's picked up since being
Got it.
part of the
Zach.
Schmoedown.
Got it.
Burkett's gonna be there. He's
Oh no,
yeah.
not Zach Burkett. I'm not talking about him. I was talking about
Blunderdome?
Blundered Zone, Zach.
Oh. He's
in-
prepping for his wedding.
Oh,
He's got other
congratulations.
things to do.
I
Yeah.
didn't
Is he
know
still
he
in
was-
Ireland?
I
He was in
feel you,
Ireland, and
Zach.
he was
I
jealous.
feel you.
He was in Ireland. That's who I'm being a bachelor party
I
member
know.
for.
I
Oh, I had
can't
no
wait to
idea.
see all those pictures.
Love
I'm
it.
gonna get texts from both you and Zach, and I'm very excited.
That's awesome. All right. Well, before we move on, we did get a Streamlab here from Therrell. And Therrell said, for the record, in the live chat, Leo typed Davis Bowie in record time. Surprising. Who is seeing Rings of Power on August 31st? Brian
Not
and I
me.
are.
I'm sure I'll watch it because Sean's watching it. But
I'll
I
watch
feel-
it next week.
I feel so bad seeing it like early because I'm like, there's probably someone that is just like dying to see this. Like Lord of the Rings.
Well,
is
so yeah,
probably-
Brian and I are going.
and I'm
to
just
see it in
sitting
the
there like,
theater on Wednesday. Yeah.
it's a new
Where
show.
we got early screenings to go actually see the first 2 episodes in theater on Wednesday, and the show comes out on Friday, so we get to see it on the big screen, which is really cool.
I hope you love it.
Yeah, me too. I hope I do too. Hope it's not a waste of time. So we'll see.
Jesus.
I
I'm
hope
just saying.
that amount of money. Yes, exactly. I hope it's not a waste of time.
Yeah. Okay, so look, Star Wars. We made our predictions. We're all going for Nikki when it comes to Spectacular. It's nothing against you, Andrew, if you end up watching this, but I mean,
to
I'm
be
sure you
fair,
probably-
if Andrew was also doing a poll, he would probably also be like, "Yeah."
yeah, like I think it's pretty obvious where all the votes are probably going to go. But as far as matches coverage and everything, we covered everything pretty quickly. That's all we have to talk about as far as Schmoedown matches. Obviously, we've missed the past couple weeks, but we're going to be doing our best to having a show every week to talk Schmoedown. It might transform into something a little differently just because there's only one match to talk about. You might see us doing some other things or prepping Patreon or maybe even doing like a live Q&A or whatever. But just stay up to date on social media stuff. I do want to say we had teased the second bar trivia for September for our patrons. And the topic is Pirates of the Caribbean. We will be doing Pirates of the Caribbean for our second bar trivia topic. It's one that is a long time coming because Jill is a massive Pirates of the Caribbean fan. And Jill, just to confirm, we're only doing the first 3, right?
First 3, the good ones.
Just the first 3.
I like how that went like.
Yeah, she was like,
First 3. I was gonna say
So-
just the first one because the first one is a cinematic masterpiece.
so that makes it
Wait,
what? The
really
Curse of the Black
quickly.
Pearl, Dead
Dead-
Man's Chest, and At World's
At
End.
World's End, correct.
Jake, show me on your hand the number 3 fingers. Okay, so you did it that way. Out of fear.
That's how
from-
men do this.
No, out of fear of Inglorious Bastards, I've always done this from now on.
It's the German
I do
tree.
this because of baseball. This is how I give signs.
That's fair.
Oh,
Well, to be fair, I did sign language in college, so you count that way too. So
yeah. So no, this is for baseball. I've always done this and always will. Yeah. So look, September bar trivia, September 8th, How to Train Your Dragon, the trilogy, and then September 22nd is Pirates of the Caribbean, the first 3. Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, and At World's End, which I believe are all on Disney Plus.
Yes.
I would
I
hope
think
so.
they're all. They should all be on Disney.
I'll be drinking rum right out of the bottle in solitude.
But you'll be competing, right?
Damn right I'll be competing.
All right.
I'll see if I can find Alex's IG notes on pirates and study up a little bit.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. And then I also want to make sure that I mention tomorrow we're doing August watch along with our patrons. And to theme it up for the month, we're doing Wedding Crashers. We're going to be watching Wedding Crashers.
I wonder why.
I wonder why. We had a bunch of Wedding Crashers at my wedding.
Wedding
so,
movie.
which is available on HBO Max. So that's an easy win. Hopefully you're able to get it. If you're not, hopefully you have it on home video. But that's at 6:00 tomorrow evening. And we'll be doing Wedding Crashers and then moving on to September, which is a lot of cool things. So we're very excited about that. Crew, any final thoughts before we kind of wrap things up here?
Good to be back for the time being.
I know it's
Schmoedown wise anyway.
it's getting weird, kind of seeing all this start to wrap up.
Getting weird.
But
Yeah.
we still got a few more weeks to go.
Yeah. And we're doing our best to make sure we release like an announcement of what's happening to the channel in a timely manner. We don't want to do it too soon because we still are wrapping up Schmoedown, but we promise it's coming. We promise it's coming. We're not going anywhere. So expect to see our faces with a lot of things. So Nussbaum has one final thing for us before we wrap things up. Next week is a Lord of the Rings match between Dan Merle and Mara.
Oh my god. Talk about nerds.
Do you guys have a prediction?
Mara's gonna smoke him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the underdog, and I love Mara, but I'm taking Dan Merle.
Why did I not know about this?
Because it's
Yeah, no,
Dragon.
Mara's gonna destroy Dan.
Yeah. I mean, isn't her name literally a Lord of the Rings?
the
Brown Dwarf Star?
The Brown Dwarf Star? I don't think that's Lord of the Rings.
No, I think that's Star Trek.
We should try to get. It's not going to be possible, but how cool would it be to get Parker and Alex to do a reaction on our channel?
Here's what I love about this too. Dan Merle, the underdog.
Right? Dan Merle, the underdog. Crazy.
The underdog, Dan Merle.
Yeah.
We should
do that very often.
We should get Alex and Parker to do a commentary on the match. That'd be awesome.
Ooh.
I am so down for that.
That
when
would
is
be
that
awesome.
When is that airing?
We're gonna have to wait for Alex's liver to recover after this weekend. Though.
Yeah, let's ask him on Monday.
We have a panel to do Monday morning at like 11. Wait, is it 11? It's either 11 or 1. But like Monday morning, we have a panel to be on. So pray for us.
What is your panel talking about?
We're doing a couple of different panels, but the Monday panel is our Star Wars speculation, which is good. So then we can just be like, I don't know, what do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah, just have everyone else speculate for you.
No, it'll be fun. It'll be super fun.
Next year, we'll all be there, right?
We'll all be hungover, but we'll all be there.
Also, if you are going to Dragon Con, check out the Dragon Con app. It should be out, and then you can search and fill out your own schedules for all the panels that you want to go on. And
wow, how fancy!
Pew pew.
Star Wars Celebration or Comic-Con didn't do that, did they?
I know. That's what I was just thinking too. I was like, did Celebration do that?
We're prepared. We have every panel on our app that you can go through and like schedule yourself for.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I relayed that message.
Oh, I'm sorry. You had dibs on
said,
Zach.
John, can you please
okay.
So Con put in the chat, asked if we wanted to predict what 6 spectacular matches there will be.
I can't.
I don't. That's hard because
I'm not allowed.
Well,
Who knows? Oh yeah, because.
Okay, so fair.
It would have to be you two.
No, I know as well. So, yeah.
Then we can't. Sorry, we all know what's happening.
Yeah.
Our lips are sealed, but
I know some of them.
Okay.
But you can watch the big thing tomorrow with one Christian Harloff, and he is dropping all of the spectacular matches there tomorrow afternoon, I believe. So tune in.
I just know that it's on the big thing.
It's on the big thing tomorrow. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that bell, I think it is.
No.
Well, if you followed the Schmoedown, you should be subscribed because the Movie Trivia Schmoedown YouTube channel transformed into the big thing.
I noticed that today.
You should already be subscribed.
Our lips are sealed as to matches because we're stinkers and we all already know.
And all I'm gonna say is get excited.
Get excited. Get excited.
It's gonna be really fun.
It's a fun one. So, it's a fun one. Can confirm it is a lot of fun.
All right, everybody. Well, that's going to wrap it up here tonight. We'll be back next week, publicly anyway. Patrons, you'll be able to catch us this week for the watch-along.
Mañana.
And then we'll be back for trivia the following week. The Q&A thread for September will come out this week as well, so make sure you're paying attention to that. And yeah, so let's do some quick plugs before we wrap up. Jill, where can everyone find you online?
Jilly Marie, 2 I's, 2 E's, Twitter and Instagram. Maybe I'll post all my drafts that I've been hiding.
Oh
calling
god.
people out.
Oh god.
Maybe one day. Now that this is all over.
Oh god.
You never know.
Oh no.
I did a live reading of them to Molly and Nikki a couple weeks ago. It was great. Cheers.
And Mr. Brian.
Be a Volcano on Twitter and Apocalypse Movies. We're in the middle of our greatest movies of the decades. We're doing the thousands, right? Is that what it's called?
2000.
Year 2000.
Yeah.
You gotta do that.
2000.
You gotta make that your theme song. In the year 2000.
Um,
Year 2000.
I'm sure hot takes will be had on this one because now
Takes
we're
will be
in we're in territory of movies that I've actually seen, unlike the 80s and 90s movies that people are throwing out, ones that I've never heard of in my life. So, and Marvel Rewind, where we recap She-Hulk. That's fun.
Captain America.
Yeah, that was the best part. I literally, to this point, my favorite part of the whole entire series.
So good.
Mhm.
I think that's it.
Molly?
You can find me over on Star Wars Explained. We're gonna be MIA this weekend because of Dragon Con, but if you're gonna be there, come say hi. We're in the Marriott room for Star Wars. You can find all that stuff online. And what's coming next? Andor is coming on September 21st. So starting then till close to the end of the year, every Wednesday nights we'll be doing live streams about Andor. So yay!
And
Tune in for
Lego.
those. And Legos. We'll never give up the Lego streams.
Legos.
I don't think Alex can literally give up the Legos. So.
No.
At Qui-Gon Jake, 2 N's, because someone else took it before I did. Twitter and Instagram. Apocalypse Movies multiple times a week. You can also see other things outside of just Rewind on that channel. Trailer reactions, trailer breakdowns.
Are you throwing shade that I only said those two?
No, you just left things for me to talk about, which is nice. So, also the Whiskey Jedi, which I'm hoping to bring back this week.
We got you a
been a
drink,
while.
apparently.
I was going to say,
Got
now
my
you have a
drink.
whole new thing.
Got my drink. So stay tuned for that. Could have some fun conversations on that show. And then yeah, here every Sunday, for the time being anyway. Things might change in the future. You might see us more. TBD. We'll let you know as soon as that happens. But for now, thank you all so much for joining us. We hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Stay safe. Take care. We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye.